Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Meg, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I am giving this vanity a makeover. I got this vanity with a whole bunch of furniture that somebody was giving to me, and I saw this piece and knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. It had a little drawer there with a lid, and then when you open it up further, it had a wider drawer as well. It is quite old, very vintage, but it did have a lot of veneer peeling on it. And also I wrapped up the drawers, you can see there, so that I wouldn't get any paint in the inside. And then you can see on the outside here, on the other side, that it also had some peeling veneer. So what I did to start off is I had taken off the hardware. Some of it was broken and damaged and just really not together, and I think one of them was missing. So I got the wood filler and I started to spread the wood filler on both sides where all the veneer was peeling. And I'm not even sure if it was wood underneath. I did try to look, but it didn't look to be solid wood. Maybe the top was, but it was really difficult to tell on this piece. But I did know that it was an older piece as well. Once the wood filler had dried, I got my sander and started to sand all of the areas. I tried to get it really smooth, but I feel like the surface on this vanity was really difficult to work with. Once the whole piece had been scuff sanded and the wood filler as smooth as I could get it, I also had put wood filler around the handle hole because there were some dents there. And then I started to prime. I'm using my Kiltz Restoration in my sprayer. And I did about 2 coats, maybe 3 on this piece. It was a little difficult with that plastic there. I tried so hard to get it out of the way. And in between each primer coat, I sanded with 220 grit sanding paper so that the surface would be nice and smooth. And the Kiltz Restoration Primer, I find, really helps with the smoothness as well. It does give a really nice finish. So here's what it looks like primed. And I do plan on putting the mirror on because there is a vintage mirror that goes with this piece. It is quite old, the mirror as well. And as you can see here, there are a couple of bumps and dents. That's okay, because whoever buys this has to understand that this is such an old piece. This clip here is in the wrong format, but the reason being is because I wanted to show you taking off that transfer off of the white backing. And then it's a clear piece like this. And what I did is I placed it right up against the trim where the front drawers were, and then sort of placed it where I wanted. And then I wanted it to wrap around to the back. Now it wasn't long enough, so there is a section at the back that wasn't covered, but that's okay. It's mostly the sides that I wanted to be seen. And this is such a pretty transfer. It's called Floral Court. I'll put it in my description. So as you can see here, I've already got some of it on. And all I had to do was just use the little tool it came with to rub on the transfer. And then once that side was done, I did the other side. So I just took off the film there and then placed this piece up against the trim again. So this transfer came with 2 sheets, which was great because it was perfect size for this vanity. So here I'm just rubbing on the transfer. I did speed this up a bit because it does take a little longer to get the transfer on. And if you find that the transfer doesn't settle onto the surface, you just put your plastic back and then rub again. And then as I'm rubbing, I slowly peel away, and if I do see some coming up, then I just rub it again. I had decided that I wanted something else on the drawers, and as you can see here, the other two drawers have a stencil design on them. And so I spent some time putting the stencil on the drawers, and I'm showing the entire process, but I ended up changing my mind, and you will see. This is a peel and stick stencil. There are so many designs. I will put it in my description, even though I didn't end up having it on the drawers. I also used chalk paste, which was the perfect color that matched the floral court transfer, as you can see here, and I just brushed it on and then peeled the transfer away, and it turned out really pretty, but I started to think this is a little too busy for this piece. Now I did have trouble opening that drawer, and I fixed it later on, and then I ended up doing the bottom drawer as well, and the fun part was peeling off the transfer, or the stencil I should say. As you can see here, I ended up painting over the stencil, and then it was time to top coat. And I'm using a satin varnish. I did 2 coats of the varnish. Then it was time to put the hardware on, and this is hardware that I had already had, and I thought it matched perfectly with this vanity. Here's a quick look at me showing the before, and here is the after. It turned out really, really beautiful. I love the transfer, I love the handles, and I think the new owner will absolutely love this piece and appreciate the vintage look and the age of this vanity. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing this vanity transformation. And I will see you next week on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also happy Thanksgiving to Canada.